Already we have introduced to the course that we have 6 course outcomes and how this mapping has been done. And from the accreditation board, we have 12 program graduate attributes, which are further classified into knowledge base, skill base, and attitude base. And then we have totally 5 modules in this course. In detail, we are going to learn about the 8051 microcontroller, which has been developed by Intel. In the first unit, all the fundamental features of 8051 microcontroller and the programming, assembly programming part of 8051 microcontrollers we will study in module 1. And the two main features of 8051 microcontroller is timer and counter programming. So in module 2, we learn about how to set up a timer in the 8051 microcontroller. And the second main feature of 8051 microcontroller is serial port programming. Serial port programming here, it means to the microcontroller, 8051 microcontroller, if I want to connect a peripheral device. Now, how a microcontroller will communicate with the peripheral device, how to interface that one through serial compute. So the exchange of data between the microcontroller and the peripheral devices will be of type serial communication, right? So we have only one serial communication port available in 8051. So that we will again see in module number 2. And the third main feature of our microcontroller, 8051 microcontroller, is interrupts. So as of now, remember, there will be totally 6 different types of interrupts available. And we have a fair idea about what is interrupt, right? So there are 2 ways to get the service, majorly 2 ways to get the service from the microcontroller. One is the microcontroller itself polling the peripheral devices, where the microcontroller will be tied, right? So we are not going to efficiently use the resources of the microcontroller if the microcontroller makes use of polling method. Polling method means it will knock the peripheral device every time. So unless and until the peripheral devices won't reply to the microcontroller will do the same job forever. So that is a very bad approach. Polling method is very bad approach. And there is another concept called interrupt concept. Now, what is interrupt concept? Instead, microcontroller polling the peripheral devices, the peripheral devices, if it wants to get service from the microcontroller, the peripheral devices will send a request to the microcontroller, and the microcontroller will answer to that interrupt. Now, there are 6 different ways we can interrupt to our 8051 microcontroller that we are going to study in module number 3. In module number 4, we are going to do some very interesting some kind of small embedded systems will make it. Now, what is embedded system? Embedded system means it will have an hardware which is very similar to that of a computer hardware, but the program what we are writing, software what we are writing inside that hardware will be very specific. So it is going to perform a specific task. So such type of systems we call it as embedded system. And we'll introduce what is embedded system and how the things have grown in the embedded system. In module number 4, we will discuss. And in module 1, we call it as microprocessor. And the other concept we have microcontroller. Right? So micro means small. Here we have a processor, here we have a controller. Now, how to understand this microprocessor and a microcontroller? In microprocessor, the name itself says that we have only a processor inside that. When we fabricate a chip, say for example, if this is a chip, and this chip contains only processor inside that, and usually we call it as CPU, right? But only having processor will not constitute a complete system. Processor is one of the main part of a system. Now, if you look at the system, when I use the term system, then the system resources are what? CPU, that is processor. Then we need to have a memory, right? Inside memory, again, we have different classification. We have seen why we classify memory into registers. Then we have RAM. Before RAM, we have cache memory. Then we have ROM memory. Then we have secondary memory, hard disks we have. So these are different hierarchy in the memory, right? So this is also a part of the system. Then we have timers, right? Then we have real-time clock should be there. Then interrupt should be there. Then communication port should be there. Again, in the communication port, it can be serial communication port or parallel communication port. Again, in serial, we have different types of serial communication. And the widely used serial communication port nowadays is USB. So every system you find one of the most serial communication port in our computer's system is the USB ports will be there. Apart from USB, we have different communication port. We have CDMA, or we have VGA cable port is there, RJ45, Ethernet port is there. So we have many peripheral connectivity ports we have. And similarly, parallel ports, nowadays we don't find any parallel ports in our system. In our older system, desktop computer, we used to connect that dot matrix printer. And the dot matrix printer, the head of that cable will be containing something like 24 pins, right? So that is parallel communication. So we won't find parallel communications nowadays. So, and you have a power control unit to save the power, right? So power management unit will be there. So we have many things inside a system. So all these constitute, these are all resources will make a complete system, right? But when you look at this microprocessor, here the microprocessor deals only with this system resource. That is only, we are interested only in the CPU. And when we develop a chip, so we find only processor inside that. Now, if we have only processor, then we cannot term it as a system, right? So we term microprocessor as what? Processor on chip. We call it as processor on chip, CPU on chip. Now, if you look at the microcontroller, now when we are manufacturing the microcontroller chip, again, this is a chip. Now, inside this chip, we are making a small system inside that. Now, how to make a small system? If I want to make this chip as a small system itself, then I need to include what in this chip area? I need to include CPU. Processor is must. Then I need to include what? RAM, right? And then I need to include ROM. Okay. Then I need to, for communication port, I can include IO ports, serial COM ports I can include, right? Timers, then interrupts I can include. So whichever required, minimum, right? I cannot put in large number. Whatever required, limited, minimum, possible, that system resources we are going to put inside the chip itself. So that is what we call it as a microcontroller. But unlike in the microprocessor, we have only CPU in the chip. And if we want to make it as a complete system, microprocessor, using microprocessor, if you want to make a complete system, now you need to connect your RAM, right, ROM, then IO ports, timers. So everything, it will be outside the chip. So all this will become a peripheral kind of things. Okay. So this is what we call it as microprocessor, and this arrangement we call it as microcontroller. Now, in simple term, if I want to define what is microcontroller, then I can call it as SoC, system on chip. So this is one of the frequently used term in the market in the embedded system, system on chip. Okay, so microcontrollers are system on chip. And if you talk about the embedded system, so embedded system makes use of either microprocessor or it can make use of microcontroller. So it is not mandatory that embedded system must contain always microcontroller. It is nothing mandatory. So embedded system can have microprocessor, and we can connect the other system resources outside the chip, and we can make the embedded system also. But why we prefer microcontroller is that now if you are going to connect these other system resources like RAM, ROM, timers, right? Now what happens to the size of this complete system? Now the size of the complete system will become bulkier. Why it is bulkier? Because the other system resources we need to connect with the cable, right? And we need to purchase a RAM, then we need to connect to the address bus, data bus. So a lot of wires will be you are going to see in the microprocessor, that is embedded system using microprocessor. So that makes the microprocessor bulkier, right? Means embedded system will become bulkier because it is going to use microprocessor approach. And if you design an embedded system and that embedded system contains a microcontroller, then it will become very compact. Why it is very compact? Because here we don't require data bus, address bus externally. It is everything in chip only. Even we don't require memory chips, because memory is also available inside the chip only. Timers are also present inside the chip. So this becomes very compact, right? So that is the reason why we prefer embedded system with microcontroller, right? But don't think that embedded systems means microcontroller. So don't replace embedded system equivalent to microcontroller. Embedded system we can develop using microprocessor as well microcontroller. Now, if you find advantages with the microcontroller, then why still in the market embedded systems are available with microprocessor? Right. Now, the reason behind why we prefer microprocessor is, the first thing is, if you look at